Imagine you're an ender dragon, soaring the skies and fighting massive monsters for 100 days! On day 1, I spawned in as an ender dragon. In the end! Whoa, is that my dad? Why is he so much bigger than me? Even though I was small, I already had 14 hearts, and I could fly! Wow, this sure feels like a small world from up here. Just then, the end crystal behind me exploded, and my dad started getting attacked! Huh? What's going on? Dad, are you okay?
Cilio, escape through that portal! I can't protect you any longer!
What do you mean? What's going on? Just then, I saw a massive mutant wither shooting projectiles at my father. No! Don't hurt him!
I was not informed that you had a child. Nevertheless, your story ends here.
The wither then started attacking my dad with super powerful shots, and eventually shot him down.
Cilio, this is your last chance. Save yourself!
I wanted to go and help him out, but I was too scared. I promise, I'll come back for you. The wither then turned to me, and I knew it was now or never. I hopped into the portal just in time, and made it out in one piece. On day 2, I spawned in the overworld hungry with so many questions. Why on earth did that mutant wither attack my dad? And more importantly, where on earth am I? This place looks nothing like my home. I don't like this. I want to go back. I turned back to the portal, but it had disappeared. I didn't have time to think about it though, because out of nowhere, I was attacked by a creeper. I flew on top of a tree and had to take some rest. I can't catch a break. I was hungry and lost in this brand new world, but I didn't have time to feel bad for myself because night was coming and I needed some protection. I built myself a small hut to sleep in for the night, using some of the blocks I brought with me from the end, and a few new blocks too, and fell right asleep after an exhausting second day. I woke up on day 3 and I was starving. I needed some food. I was also hoping to find myself some new friends. I went looking for some chorus fruits, but there were none to be found. What do you guys eat out here? After some more exploring, I ran into a village, and the villagers there seemed to be eating some food. I went to go ask for some food. Hey guys, can I have some food too? But for some reason, they all started panicking and running away. Guys, I swear I'm not here to hurt you. I had no chance at changing their mind, but since they did all go, I guess the food here is mine to take. Finders keepers! Just then, somebody rushed up to me holding a sword.
Get away from those crops! I may not be strong enough to stop you yet, but I have to try my best to protect my friends.
He charged at me and started hitting me with his sword. Hey, that doesn't really hurt, but can you please stop hitting me? I'm really hungry, and you do not want to get in the way of a hungry ender dragon. Trust me, I'm not here to hurt you. I was exiled from my home in the end by a mutant wither. I don't know what happened to my father, but he was attacked by the wither too. And I need to go and save him, at least whenever I'm ready.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I would help you out if I could, but it sounds like I'm not strong enough to take down that wither either. Anyways, I should go and let the villagers know that they can safely return home. I'm sure they're freaking out right now.
You left to go take care of the villagers, and I made my way back home. I'd consider this a pretty successful day. I'm finally not so hungry, and I even made a new friend. I'm still not very strong though, so that has to change. I woke up on days 4 through 9 and decided it was finally time for me to become stronger. I started my day off by chopping down some trees to craft myself some wooden tools, and I then used these to craft me some stone ones. With my new sword, no creeper will ever push me around again. I also realized that my base probably wouldn't be able to keep me very safe from any stronger mobs, so I placed down some torches around it to keep all the bad guys out. I was making some great progress with my base, so I decided to create a small farm for some food. The bread I ate was tasty, but I need some real food to fill me up. Using some leftover wheat from the village, I brought a few cows home and enclosed them with some fences. I can finally say goodbye to an empty stomach. Since this new world that I was in was still very new to me, I decided to go on a small adventure to get accustomed to my new surroundings. After some walking around, I ended up seeing a small cave, but it was lit up by torches. Huh? I wonder what's going on over there. I made my way to the entrance and snuck into the cave. I eventually made it to the end of the torches and found the same guy from earlier being attacked by a horde of zombies. Oh hey! Are you in trouble? Let me come help out. Together, we managed to absolutely destroy those zombies, but I felt a bit strange afterwards. Then, out of nowhere, I grew into a mid-sized ender dragon with 18 hearts. I could barely fit inside that cave any longer, so I let us both out of that cave and took us to safety.
Thanks so much for saving my life. Those zombies would have had me finished if it wasn't for you.
No problem. I'm glad we both made it out of there in one piece.
We fought pretty well as a team. Maybe we should try teaming up and going on our adventures together.
That's amazing! I'd love to have you join me. I forgot to ask, but what's your name?
My name is Steve.
Good to meet you, Steve. My home's over this way. It's nothing special, but it'll keep us safe for now.
Awesome. Oh, before we go, is there any way I can repay you? You really saved my butt down there.
There is! You can subscribe to the channel and hit that like button too. It'll really help us out on this journey. Now, let's head home. It's been a long day, and I'm really tired. Night was coming, and as soon as we got home, I fell into a deep sleep and slept all the way through day 10. On day 10, I had a nightmare where I was approached by a demonic warden.
You puny little ender dragon. My commander must have let you escape during his raid of the end. That is of no matter. You are pathetically weak, just like your father. You couldn't stop me even if you tried. The end was just the beginning. Soon, I will control all dimensions and enslave all of you pathetic beings to create my perfect world. Do not get in my way, or I will make swift work of you just like I did with your father.
I woke up on day 11 in a cold sweat. Was that a demonic warden? I had so many questions I wanted to ask him. Why was he hurting me and my family? And what does he mean by creating a perfect world? I had no idea, but I had to get to the bottom of this. I quickly let Steve know about my nightmare, and then went around looking for any clues about what on earth is going on. Most creatures I asked for help seem to either not know what's going on or run away in fear. What's going on? Have you heard about the demonic warden? I was not getting anywhere until I heard a voice calling me from a cave.
Hey, you! Psst! Get over here!
I couldn't see what was calling my name, and I was nervous to check it out. But I'm an ender dragon after all, so what's the worst thing that could happen? I went inside the cave and was met by a shulker? Wait, what? Aren't you supposed to be in the end? What are you doing here?
I had to escape the end from that evil wither. He completely destroyed my home. I had to escape or I would have been finished.
I'm so sorry. I had the same thing happen to me. Speaking of what happened to me, do you recall seeing a massive ender dragon at any point? I need to know what happened to my dad.
Ah yes, as a matter of fact, I have. It was a horrible sight, seeing him caged up like that.
Wait, what? My dad is still alive! Where is he? And how can I go find him?
It is without a doubt that he is still alive. All adult ender dragons contain immense power that is like no other. I'm sure the demonic warden who is causing all of this to happen sent his wither commander to set up a prison to harvest as much energy as possible from your father. And if he keeps it up for long enough, he will become unstoppable, and we will all be done for.
Well, I need to do something about that. My dad is in danger, and so is the whole world. Where is he? And where is the nearest end portal? I need to go save him right now.
You are not yet strong enough to defeat the Wither. That is his most powerful commander.
Well, I can't just sit around here and wait. What else am I supposed to do? How can I become strong enough?
I heard rumors that there is an old Enderman who has mastered the powers of the End, who lives here in the overworld. The demonic warden used to be an apprentice of his, back when he was just a regular warden. The warden eventually became corrupted by his newfound power and left the Enderman. He started abusing his power to hurt others. Ever since that day, the Enderman vowed never to train anybody else ever again. I heard he lives in a woodland mansion to the east from here, but I wouldn't have high hopes if I was you.
Thank you so much. I know what I have to do now. Night was coming and I knew I had to get some sleep, so I headed home after a very successful day. I woke up early on days 19 through 31 with a lot on my mind. I wanted to go and find this Enderman to train me to become stronger, but I didn't think I was quite ready yet. I also realized that my home needed some upgrades. I created a brand new section to the house for Steve to stay in, and decided to do some interior redesigning too. I added a few paintings and plants, and now this place is really starting to feel like a home. What do you think of my new room, Steve?
I love it. But what's this button doing here?
Why don't you press it and find out? I then decided to go mining for some materials. As an ender dragon, I was really strong, but some armor would definitely not hurt. I went mining deep underground, and I found loads of iron. This is enough to help me build an entire set of armor, tools, and leave me with loads of leftovers. I made my way back home and gave Steve a complete set of gear.
Thanks, Silio. Don't worry, this won't go to waste.
I admired Steve's confidence, but I knew it wouldn't be strong enough to take down that demonic warden and his minions. I had to truly become stronger. I made my way east, and it was a long journey. My travel was going well, until out of the corner of my eye, I spotted something suspicious going on. I made my way closer and realized what I saw was the demonic warden talking to what seemed like one of his minions. He seemed full of rage, and shortly after, he ended up killing his minion in just one hit. Who does that monster think he is? He doesn't even have respect for his allies, let alone the rest of the world. I need to put an end to his terror. I have to! I knew I wasn't ready to take him on yet, so I had to keep on going. Night was coming though, so I covered myself with some dirt and went to sleep for the night. I woke up on days 32 through 48, and finally made it to the Enderman hideout. I made my way inside, but it seemed to be completely abandoned. Hello? Is anybody home? I started making my way further into the hideout, until suddenly I was trapped in some kind of futuristic cage. What on earth is this thing? Get me out of here! Just then, a massive mutant Enderman approached me.
Huh. Strange. What is an ender dragon like you doing in my home?
I'm here to take down that evil demonic warden. I need your help.
Forget it. That demonic warden is too strong. Besides, who's to say you're not another one of his minions looking to take me down?
I promise, I'm not here to hurt you. He kidnapped my dad and is threatening to enslave all creatures. I need to stop him before it's too late.
If you are so certain of your ideals, I suppose I can try and train you. I must let you know, though, your journey is a death wish.
It may be, but I have to try. I can't let him hurt anybody else.
So be it. Our training starts early tomorrow.
I spent days 49 through 58 being trained by the Mutant Enderman. Before we could get into the cool stuff, he made me do a bunch of mundane tasks. Why on earth are you making me carry these dirt blocks from one place to another? You're supposed to be making me into an unstoppable war machine, not an Enderman. We eventually got into the fun stuff, and this was exactly what I was looking for. He started teaching me how to shoot purple fire from my mouth, and I was so excited to try it out.
Now be careful, youngling. Your projectiles can be hard to control at first.
No way! After all this training, I'm unstoppable. Check this out! Okay, maybe you're right. We spent a lot of time training together, and eventually, I managed to master my new ability. Hiya! Take that, you mushroom! Not only did I feel a lot stronger, but I felt something change inside of me. Just then, I transformed into a full-sized ender dragon. Whoa! I'm so massive! And I even have 25 hearts! Thanks so much for training me, Master. I promise I won't let you down.
Your final battle against the demonic Wither will be the toughest battle you've ever faced. I've never witnessed power like his before. I wish you the best of luck, Silio.
I thanked the Enderman and flew all the way back home. It was night when I finally made it back, but Steve was nowhere in sight. I assumed he was taking care of the villagers, so I decided to just head to sleep for the night. The only issue was, I no longer fit in my house. I was too tired to build myself a new house, so I just decided to rest outside for the night. I'm tired. I wonder how Steve's doing. I woke up on days 59 through 67 and decided to go and look for Steve. He's probably at that village where I first met him. I made my way there, but to my horror, it was completely burned down with no signs of life in sight. Steve? 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 Where are you? But then under some rubble, I saw Steve lying down. There you are, Steve. What happened here? Where is everybody?
Ugh. That mutant wither attacked the village, and I thought I'd be able to fight it off. But the armor you gave me wasn't enough. He completely pillaged this village, killing every single one of the villagers. This armor was the only reason I survived, but I'm clearly not cut out for this. I let the villagers down, and I let you down. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. That wither is evil, and we need to go and show him who's boss. Let's go home and prepare to go take him out. After making it back home, I made sure to pack as much food with me as I could. Hey Steve, you ready to go?
I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm clearly too weak to defeat him. I just hold you back.
It was clear I wasn't gonna change his mind. There was nothing I could do about it. I just had to go on this adventure alone. On day 68 through 77, I finally made it to the end portal, and there was no turning back now. So I hopped right in. I spawned in what used to be my home, and it was horrible seeing it like this. Ugh, those evil monsters are gonna pay for all the damage they've done to my friends and my family. Everything seemed so barren and quiet. I flew around looking for any signs of where my dad might be held captive, until finally I saw some signs of life. I saw a massive city. This one looked way more advanced than the regular ones. This must be where the Wither is staying. I made my way closer and closer to the End Village, and what I saw confirmed my worst nightmares. It was my dad locked up, and his energy was being harvested by end crystals around him. The Wither was nowhere to be seen, so I decided to rush out there and get my dad to safety. Dad! I'm here to save you! I've missed you so much!
Cilio, get away from here! That mutant Wither will be back here any second!
I don't care! I'm not gonna lose you again! I started breaking him out of his cage, but the sound of the end crystals must have caught the attention of the mutant Wither, because it wasn't long until he appeared.
Ah, you! The kid who escaped me back when I beat down your father. You seem to have grown a lot, but that is irrelevant. I will crush you, just like I crushed your pathetic father. Then, my lord will be able to create the perfect world!
That will never happen! Bring it on! I flew up into the air and started blasting the mutant Wither with my powerful shots. The Wither was insanely strong, and I was taking a massive beating, but the Enderman's training had left me a lot stronger and a lot more agile. Take that, you evil monster! I kept blasting the mutant Wither until finally I landed the finishing blow. Ha! Take that, you evil beast! I rushed over to my dad as fast as I could and freed him from his cage.
Cilio, thank you so much for saving me. You've grown up to be such a strong being. I am so proud of you.
Of course! I would do anything to keep you safe. What was that?
You really thought you could walk into my kingdom, kill my commander, and leave this place in one piece? Well, you were wrong, my friend. Get ready to die!
Oh yeah? Well, I'm gonna kill you, you monster! I started battling the demonic warden, but it was clear I was no match for him. Each one of his hits dealt massive damage and knocked me back with insane strength.
You know what? Before I kill you, I'll show you what real pain is.
He then turned to my dad and killed him with a single hit. No! How dare you! I wanted to get my revenge, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen. And once again, I would have to escape. But just then, I spotted something. My dad had dropped a book. I didn't know what it was, but it was the last I had of him. I quickly grabbed it and flew away as fast as I could.
You can run, but you'll never be strong enough to beat me. I collected enough energy from your father anyways to transform me into my final form.
The next time you see me, the outcome of our battle will be very different. You just wait and see. I once again hopped into the portal and made it out just in time to live another day. I spawned back in the overworld on day 78 through 86 and made my way back home. To my surprise, I was greeted by Steve, who was wearing a full set of diamond armor. And by the looks of it, he had redone our entire base. Wow! You did this all by yourself?
I sure did. I was inspired by your bravery, and I knew I had to work hard to keep up with you. I just hope the viewers will appreciate the effort and subscribe to your channel, Cilio.
I'm sure they will. I made my way into my new and improved house and took a look at the book my dad dropped when he passed away. It contained the directions to a forest where ender dragons were able to transform to their final and most powerful form. I need to go find that right now. I went off on my expedition, but after days of searching, I was getting tired and making no progress. Then, out of nowhere, I was ambushed by a bunch of tribal mobs. They quickly surrounded me, but they didn't seem to want to hurt me. It seemed like they were signaling me to go with them. I followed them until eventually I made it to a clearing in the forest, where I was greeted by what seemed to be their leader. Hey, I come in peace. I'm here to transform into my final form. Please help me. I cannot let that evil demonic warden take over. They seem to talk to each other in some weird language. Shortly after, the tribe leader took a step forward and seemed to mumble something. I felt a crazy rush of energy flowing through me until I suddenly evolved into a fully charged ender dragon with 35 hearts. Whoa! This feels amazing! I felt so much more powerful, and I looked a lot cooler too. That demonic warden is going down. I made it back home on days 87 through 99 and wanted to show Steve my new form. I went to greet him, but he seemed startled.
Whoa, Cilio, you scared me. You look very different.
So, how do you like my new form? I think I'm ready to go take on that demonic warden.
If you're anywhere near as strong as you look, I think you'll have no trouble taking down that evil monster. But I think you could use some additional help. While you were gone, I went to the Nether and crafted you an entire netherite set to help you with your battle.
Thank you so much, Steve. I promise I won't let you down. For the final time, I packed up as much food as I could and began my final adventure to the end. I made my way near the end city, where I last saw that demonic warden, and dug myself a hole for one last rest before my final battle. This is it. It's all or nothing. It was day 100, and it was finally time for me to confront the demonic warden. I made my way into the end city, and it wasn't long before the warden showed up.
Ah, I see. So you have chosen death, as you wish. I will make short work of you.
We both charged into battle, and I used everything I had against him. I definitely felt a change in myself since the last battle. His hits were not knocking me as far back, and his attacks did way less damage, but he was still really strong, and I wasn't sure if I had it in me to beat him. Then suddenly, he caught me off guard and hit me to the ground.
I've got you cornered. Any last words?
It was over for me. I can't do this.
Don't ever hurt my friend again!
I looked up and saw the demonic warden being bombarded by flaming arrows.
Take that, you wretched thug!
Steve's distraction gave me just enough time to sneak up on the demonic warden and kill him with a surprise attack, finishing his evil reign of terror and surviving 100 days as an Ender Dragon. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know what mob I should spend 100 days as next.